Oh, what's up, Mr. Bame? So, originally I had planned to speedrun your final. I was going to get the world record speedrun, but unfortunately, Windows doesn't let you do the whole screen when you're screen recording it. It only lets you do like the app, so I couldn't get the app and the speedrun timer at the same time. So, when I originally did it, for some reason, it only got the timer. Um, so, I'm going to attach that video along with it as well if I can, but just trust me, I did beat the world record, just like under 22 minutes, I believe. So that was awesome. But so I'm gonna have to re-record the video. This sucks, but whatever. It's cool. Okay, so first we're gonna have to. Oh, by the way, I only have my mouse instead of my pen because my pen is I ran out of batteries and it has like crazy weird batteries. So I'm gonna use my mouse. Handwriting might be bad, but it's okay. Okay, so alright, convert to vertex form. What we need to do this is just complete the square. Complete the square is easy. Take b in the equation, divide it by 2 and square it. 14. Squared. And then square, that's 49. And then minus 46 on the outside. 46 equals 5. Now, because we added 49 on the left side, we're going to have to subtract 49 on the right side. So once you combine all the like terms, and you can actually simplify this inside part, you're going to get a square, no, sorry, not that. Square actually goes on the outside of the parentheses because the whole thing is squared. So a minus 7 squared minus 2. So this is the vertex form, a minus 7 squared minus 2. And your vertex is this is h and this is k. This is actually negative h, so that's going to be 7 minus 2. It's negative because it's inside the parentheses. So this is a vertex and this is vertex form. Alright, next problem. Oh, you can see here, I already solved it for my last video. I'm really salty about that, by the way. It was an amazing video. Beat the world record. Okay. So, this is pretty simple. So the first thing you gotta do is look at the degree. Degree is 3. That means it is odd. And then the lead coefficient is negative. LC is negative. So that means the graph is going to look something like this. Right there. And then it's going to have like random stuff in the middle, whatever. But the end behavior is going to look like this. Alright, so next one. The degree is 6. So that is even. And the lead coefficient is positive because it's positive 4. So that means our graph is going to look like this. Okay, great. More math. I'm going to have to erase this again. Sorry. Meant to erase it before. I forgot. Oh boy. You just skip ahead in the video. Sorry. Okay. Alright, we're back. So for this one, we're going to have to graph the function. So the first thing you do, just like the other problems, degree is 3, so that is odd. Lead coefficient is positive 3, that's positive. So our graph over here is going to be, this is our end behavior for our graph. Okay. Now, next thing we got to do is find the zeros. So we take our equation, 3x cubed minus 21 x squared plus 30 and 30x, sorry. We need to factor this, but the first thing you got to do for this See how each one of our individual things is multiplied by 3x, so if we divide all of them, we're going to get x squared minus 7x plus 10. And this makes it a lot easier to factor. So now we're just going to do it as normal, as usual. So it has to add up to -7 and multiply to equal 10. So -5 minus a -2, that equals -7. Multiply, that's positive 10. So here are our three factors. Set them all equal to 0, and you're going to get 0, 5, and 2. Those are zeros. That's where the graph meets the x-axis. 0, 5, 0, 2, and 5, sorry. Okay. So now what we need to do next is we have to test them. Test each thing to make sure what the graph is going to look like between the zeros. So I'm going to use 1 and 3 to test. So we just have to plug them in. It's pretty simple. So plug in 1 to this. What we're going to get is 3 minus 21 plus 30. And that's positive, we can see. So right here on the graph, it's going to look like this. It equals 12, but we didn't even have to add them. We just need to know if it's positive or negative. And that's going to show us what the graph is going to look like. Next one, we're going to plug in 3. So when you plug in 3 for x, you get 81 minus 189 plus 90 equals -18. So it's going to be negative. So now we know what our full graph looks like. This is called the intermediate value theorem again right here, see? So you just find out the value between the zeros, and you know what all of the rest will be. Because it doesn't make sense if it like crossed over, otherwise there would be a 0 in between it. Okay. Alright, going to go ahead and skip ahead again because I have to erase all my stuff. Alright. Here we go. Close. Alright. Alright, and we're back. We're back. Okay. So this one is long division. Long division is pretty simple. Long division is freaking easy. So set it up like this, and we're going to use our factor 4x minus 10. So, and then this is the thing we're going to be dividing. So 24x cubed minus 48x squared minus 10x minus 57. Okay, so in order to get 4x equal 24x cubed, you just have to multiply it by 6x squared, and you get 24x cubed. You have to multiply by both, so 6x times -10 is -60x squared. Subtract it, and you end up with positive 12x squared. You're going to bring down the 10x right here, so -10x. So then to multiply this is simple. There's 3x, and you're going to get 12x squared. 3x times 4x equals 12x squared minus 30x. Subtract it, and you end up with 20x. Bring down the 57. And then you just multiply it by 5x here. Second. So 5x times 4x is 20x. That's a 0. Minus 5x times 10 is negative 50. Okay, and then your remainder is going to be negative 7. So this is our equation right here, but so I'll write it out, or I'll just actually, this is our equation, but what we're going to do with the remainder is you have to add it on at the end, so minus 7 divided by the factor, and this is the completed equation. This is the result. We divide these two. Okay, next one. This is, I'm really sorry about this. I I didn't realize it would I'd have to do this, sorry. Please don't give me an F, Mr. Bain. Alright. So, synthetic division. Synthetic division is pretty simple. Here they set it up. You just got your little box. And for this one, for long division, we use the factor. For this one, we use the 0. So we have to set it equal to 0. Like I had right here, equal to 0. And then you get negative 9. And then you get all the coefficients. 1, 10, 3, and negative 54. So the trick to this is you just you add downwards, so 1 plus whatever's over here in this row, and then it ends up here, and then you multiply it times the 0 to get it up, and the result is up here. So 1 times negative 9 is negative 9. Then you add these two together, you get positive 1. Once again, it's negative 9. When you multiply them, negative 6 down here. Multiply negative 6 by negative 9, it's 54, and once you add those two together, we're not going to have a remainder. So we don't have to do what we did up here, because it would just be 0 divided by something, which is just equal to 0. So then our answer is m squared plus m minus 6, and there you have it. Alright, once again, I have to delete all this shit. I think I'm actually doing better than the world record that I had last time. I finished in 22 minutes. This time I think I'm going to get the new world record, which is like, I'm probably going to finish in under 20 minutes, I would say. I think so, maybe. Hopefully. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Alright, so the radical fractions. So the problem with these is that you can't have a radical in the denominator. So the way we do this is we have to rearrange it. When you get rid of a radical is you multiply it by itself. So if you square it, it would just cancel out. And because this value is equal to 1, we're not actually changing the value of the whole equation because it's still equal. It just looks different. So once we multiply the top and the bottom by root 31, we have 9 minus 7. Is this what teachers feel like all day? I taught the same lesson twice. Is that what teachers feel? They teach the same lesson twice? I wonder. Okay, yeah, so we have 31 on the bottom. Because these cancel out when you square them, and then you just multiply these two together on the inside. You get 217, and that can't be simplified further over 31, and this is your answer. All right, next problem. So these are imaginary numbers, and it's similar because an imaginary number is just root negative 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply it by the reciprocal. So 4 plus 10 plus 10i. And once again, this is equal to 1, so we're not actually changing the value. So here we just FOIL it out. So 6 times 4, that's 24. 6 times 10i is 60i. 7 times 4 is negative 28i. Negative 7 times 10i is negative 70i squared. Alright, next one on the bottom, it's 4 times 4 is 16, of course. 4 times negative 10, sorry, let me see. One second. So we're actually going to get 4 times negative 10 is negative 40i. And then negative 10i times 4 is